Welcome back to week our 2012 32 team franchise. We have just completed week 7. A lot of games are going to get done now that I have mono and I'm home for the next 3 weeks. So we're going to get a lot of games done, and we got this week done in about a day because I'm just home all day. I literally can't do anything. So excuse me, we'll review the stats and schedules. So week 7. Week 7 started out with Thursday night Seattle San Fran, and Seattle beat San Fran 20-6. Colin Kaepernick those 4 interceptions. It was a bad game. San Fran drops to 2-5 after having a nice still 2-game win streak to put them back in the swing of things. This would have been a much-needed win, but they dropped to 2-5. 4 interceptions of Kaepernick. Russell Wilson played well. Couldn't run the ball very well. Or they did run the ball very well. They just didn't run it much because they were down. Um, Tight ends for the leading receivers there. Bad game. Randy Moss got hurt, missed like the whole second half. Bad game for San Fran. 4 interceptions. I mean, Seattle's good, so at least it was their team like the Browns. But Seattle moves to 6-1. San Fran 2-5. Seattle looks to win the division. The second is the Rams, who just lost and are 3-4. As we get to that game, Green Bay, St. Louis. Green Bay wins 10-9, including a comeback there. It was 9-3, and Aaron Rodgers won on the game-winning drive. Touchdown interception. Sam Bradford threw 3 picks. A lot of interceptions this week. I did throw a lot. Sam Bradford threw 3. Steve Jackson 67 yards. Tom Crabtree was the only touchdown on the game winner. And then Morgan Burnett, Brad Jones, Tremont Williams picked off. Mr. Bradford and Joe Lon Dunbar picked off Rodgers. So 3-4 for LA, 4-3 for Green Bay. Good win. Get back after a loss to Houston last week. It's a good win. Then we have New Orleans, Tampa Bay, NFC South matchup. New Orleans loses this one. Tampa Bay is playing pretty good. They lead the division. They have 1 loss. They're 5-1 because they had their bye, I want to say. Josh Freeman's playing really good football. 3 touchdowns, 224 yards. Drew Brees, 249, a touchdown interception. Pierre Thomas, 59, a touchdown. Muscle Hamster, 40 yards. Blunt got some carries. 2 touchdowns for Dallas Clark, touchdown for Mike Williams, touchdown for Lance Moore. So it's a big win for Greg Schiano and the Buccaneers as they continue to win. They just keep winning. I don't remember who their loss is against, but keep winning. You have Tennessee, Buffalo, 2 teams that are kind of overperforming. Tennessee 4-2 now, and Buffalo's 4-3. Or I think they're both 4-3 because Tennessee was 4-2 going into this game. Fitzpatrick 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Jake Locker a touchdown and interception. 2 touchdowns from Chris Johnson, touchdown from Fred Jackson and C.J. Spiller. Kendall Wright, C.J. Spiller, Brad Smith all over 100 yards. Kendall Wright, Brad Smith, Lee Smith, and Stevie Johnson got in the end zone. Really good game from C.J. Spiller. Leading rusher. He had 200 yards from scrimmage, had a touchdown. Excuse me. Leading McClevin, leading tackler. Mario Williams got 2 sacks. Jordan Babineau, Tommy Campbell, Terrence Mickey, all good. And Ryan Lindell did miss both of his field goals. He actually um, missed both of his field goals. Almost attempted the game winner. They were gonna attempt the game winner. It was 31 or game tie. It was 31-28 on the last drive, but they ended up scoring a touchdown. They were just gonna they were kind of just running the football, ready to kick a field goal, but C.J. Spiller ended up getting in the end zone for the game winner with like 9 seconds left. Then you go to Baltimore, Houston. Houston is really underperforming. They are really underperforming. Um, they fall to what 3-4, 3-4, I think. Matt Schaub played his best game. Didn't throw an interception, but only completed 59% of his passes. Excuse me. Ray Rice had 2 touchdowns. Good game for him. He's playing really good. Owen Daniels, Anquan Boone, Jacoby Jones, and Andre Johnson. They kind of really um, held Andre Johnson to nothing. Mohamed Massaquoi didn't play in this game. Brian Cushing, 12 tackles. Courtney Upshaw, 2 tackles for loss. Terrell Suggs, 2 sacks. J.J. Watt had 1. So big win. Baltimore keeps winning. They're 6-1. Cleveland, Indianapolis, 42-17. Andrew Luck is so good. 5 touchdowns, 449 yards. Brandon Weeden had his best game as a pro. Rookie v. rookie. Andrew Luck completely outplayed him, but Brandon Weeden did play really good. Actually, had a better completion percentage than Andrew Luck, but Andrew Luck did throw 5 touchdowns and 449 yards. Trent Richardson, good game. Travis Benjamin, good game. Kobe Fleener, good game. Dwayne Allen, good game. I mean, look at all these rookies. Reggie Rain, not a rookie, not even close to being a rookie, good game. T.Y. Hilton, rookie, good game. I mean, look at this. Josh Gordon, Josh Cribbs. Cleveland came to play, but only scored 17 points. A lot of that in garbage time, too. You had 14. It's all of them came in the second half, and it was already 28-0. 2 sacks, a lot of sacks to go around. I'm not going to read all of them. You can read them yourself. 6 extra points for Adam Vinatieri, and a 42-17 win for the Colts. Get back on track after falling to the Jets, which was a game that they're probably going to look back on come January and February. And they're going to be like, wow, that really screwed us over. Because the Jets aren't very good. They are, I think, 3-4, but their offense is complete trash. Although they did keep up with New England pretty well, and we'll get to that later. But the Jets just aren't very good. They don't have a quarterback. Carolina, Dallas. Dallas falls to 1-5. 1-6. Yeah, no 1-5 because they had their bye week. Cam Newton's playing really good football. Tony Romo had his best game of the year. 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. Cam Newton 3 of 4, 2 passing, 2 rushing. D'Angelo Williams, Jonathan Stewart, Marco Murray 4.1 a carry. Felix Jones trash, but Dallas just can't figure things out. If this keeps up, we could see Jason Garrett out and done in Dallas if they continue. I mean, Dallas came in with high hopes. They expected to win some game, more than one game by week 7. I can assure you, Jerry Jones isn't happy. DeMarcus Ware had 4 sacks. Jay Ratcliffe had 2. Yeah, he was sacked 7 times. So they got pressure. They were in this game, but this is a tough loss. Carolina, I think, goes to 3-3 because they had their bye as well. Washington, New York. Eli Manning with a late fourth quarter comeback to win. It was 12-7, and they scored a touchdown, and then went for the 2-point conversion and just kneeled it. That's what I did because I didn't want to have him block them. So 13-12. Eli Manning gets the W. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. RG3, not a great game. Amon Bradshaw got hurt, but was running really well. And David Wilson ran it really well as well. Leading receiver was Dominic Hickson. Touchdowns were Akeem Nicks and Victor Cruz. Peyton Manning was sacked 9 times in this game. 3, 5, 7, 8, 9. And we sacked RG3 2, 3, 4. So a lot of sacks. Interception, Kenny Phillips got one. Um, good win for New York. Good low scoring win. Washington falls to 1-6. Washington in real life started out like 1-4, 2-5 ish. Ended up winning the division. This division isn't as weak as it was because Philly's actually playing really good. But they're 1-6. They're basically out of it. They're basically now trying to get Eric Fisher, I guess. Get a franchise left tackle with your franchise quarterback. We'll see. Arizona, Minnesota. Brian Hoyer won his first start last week. Doesn't win this week. Loses 29-3. Christian Ponder, really good game. Brian Hoyer. Brian Hoyer-esque things. Adrian Peterson got hurt. I don't remember what the injury really was. We'll actually look at the injury report in this week. And he had a rushing touchdown. Kyle Rudolph, Jerome Simpson, Percy Harvin. Fitz didn't get involved much. Kevin Williams, 2 sacks. No turnovers. Blair Walsh was perfect. Big win for Minnesota as they just keep winning. They're 5-1, 6-1. Their only loss is against the Colts, who is another really good football team. And you go to Jacksonville, Oakland, and something really interesting happened in Oakland. Carson Palmer is hurt and will miss the next 5 weeks of the season. He had 3 touchdowns and 272 yards before going down with an injury. Terrell Pryor came in, did throw a touchdown. So he's going to start these next 5 weeks. They did sign Thad Lewis, but Terrell Pryor is the quarterback. Blaine Gabbert, touchdown 210. Maurice Jones-Drew, run game wasn't all that. Darius Heyward-Bey, Roscoe Parrish, and Denarius Moore and Garrett Selleck all caught touchdowns. Laurent Robinson for Jacksonville was their lone first quarter touchdown. So Oakland, first year head coach. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. Dennis Allen, because they're 2 completely different kinds of quarterback. Carson Palmer and um, Terrell Pryor are not similar quarterbacks at all. So if they just keep winning, we'll see what happens. New York, New England. New England gets the win. Tom Brady, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Mark Sanchez did get hurt, was just a minor injury, so Tim Tebow did play a lot of this game. Um, didn't play well. A touchdown, 159 yards, but completed 57% of his passes compared to Mark Sanchez's 84. So Sanchez played pretty well. Tebow played decent. Didn't get the win. New England still can't run the ball that well, although Ridley had a good game. Gronk, 3 touchdowns, 135 yards, and 9 catches. Danny Woodhead had a touchdown, and Dustin Keller had 2 for the Jets. Dante Hightower, Gerard Mayo, Muhammad Wilkerson, Gerard Mayo. Yeah, good game for Mayo. Vincent Wolford got a sack too. So New England, if they lost that, they would have been 3-4, which is just tough. But they win, they go to 4-3, and a lot of win ahead, a lot of green ahead for New England. I'm predicting. Excuse me. Pittsburgh, Cincy in division. Cincy and Pittsburgh both need this win. Both teams are kind of doing a little less good than they expected to be. Andy Dalton, good game. Big Ben, good game. First play of the game was a defensive touchdown for Pittsburgh, and we thought, wow, it's gonna be a blowout. Because then they went down and scored again after a Cincy 3-and-out. It was 14-0. We're like, wow, this is gonna be bad. But it wasn't, since he ended up winning the football game. AJ Green, big part of that was 6 for 167. Heath Miller had the 2 touchdowns. And then Andy Dalton, Jarvis Green, Ellis, and Brian Leonard all had rushing touchdowns. And the defensive touchdown, first play of the game, was Brent Kiesel. Had the touchdown. Mike Nugent made his field goal, missed an extra point. Sean Schwisham missed an extra point as well. So 30-23. Pittsburgh takes the L. They fall to 2-4, and Cincy moves to 4-3. Then around out the week, you have Chicago, Detroit, 34-3. Detroit can't keep up with Jay Cutler. 4 touchdowns, did throw 2 interceptions, so he started turning the ball over again. Matthew Stafford, awful game. This was a blowout. This wasn't even close. Yeah, I mean, it was 28-0 at halftime. Kind of just put on shoe clock for the second half. Brandon Marshall, 2 touchdowns. Devin Hester caught a touchdown. Alshon Jeffrey, rookie, had a good game. Kellen Davis caught a touchdown. Brandon Marshall had 2. Um, Stephen Tolik, leading tackler. So this is a big win. This Chicago defense is really good. It's really good, and we'll actually take a look at that next week when we do the midseason review. But we will just take a look at schedules and injury report in this episode, in this video as well. We look at the Week 8 schedule. Thursday night, Buccaneers Vikings. Sunday, 1 p.m. slate. Commanders Steelers Falcons Eagles Panthers Bears Seahawks Lions Jaguars Packers Dolphins Jets Colts Titans Chargers Browns Patriot Rams 4 p.m. Raiders Chiefs Giants Cowboys, and then prime time Saints Broncos 49ers Cardinals. Take a look at the um, standings. Ravens Bengals Steelers Browns. Ravens and Bengals probably might get in the playoffs. Bengals on a nice little 3-game win streak. Baltimore on a 5. Steelers and Browns aren't doing great. 2-4, 1-6. Colts, Titans, Texans, all 4-win teams. Jacksonville 1-5. Bills and Patriots at 4-5, but the Bills did beat the Patriots, so they have the tiebreaker. Jets 3-4, Dolphins 2-4. 60 points for the Dolphins. We'll get into that next week about how bad that offense really is. Raiders 4-2, so they lead the division and their quarterback just got hurt. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Raiders. Broncos 3-3, Chiefs 3-3, Chargers 1-5. All of the Chargers losses are one possession or one possession. If you look, their point differential is 30. The other 1-5 teams in the NFL, Jacksonville's point differential is about 60. The Browns for 1-6 is over 100. So the Chargers are keeping games close, and they're just a couple plays away from being right there. They're keeping every game close. They're a good football team. Vikings 6-1, Bears 5-1, Packers 4-3, Lions 2-4. We could honestly the NFC wildcard um, race later when we get to like week 12ish is going to be competitive because you're going to have probably the Packers, Bears, and Vikings. What 2 of them make it? Then you have a team like the Falcons, Panthers, and Saints who are all going to be fighting. Obviously, when these teams start playing each other more and they start playing more division games, it's going to change. But we'll see. With Tampa Bay's 5-1, Atlanta's 4-2, Panthers and Saints are 3-3, Eagles are 5-1, Giants are 3-4, Cowboys are 1-5, and the Commanders are 1-6. Another 1-6 team that is close in most of their games. NFC West, Seahawks are 6-1, Rams are 3-4, San Fran's 2-5, who have a actually good point differential at 2-5. Huh. And then the Cardinals are 1-6 with a 100-point differential. Season ended today. Browns would have the number 1 overall pick. A lot of one-win teams. A lot of one-win teams. And then Baltimore's on a 5-game, and Minnesota on 5-game winning streaks, and Commanders on a 4-game losing streak. And then we'll take a look at the injury report too. Andrew Whitworth out 6 weeks with a broken wrist. Vincent Jackson 2 more weeks with his dislocated elbow. Cardinals have a couple injuries. Darnell Dockett, and Michael Floyd, most notable. Chargers, Ryan Matthews, who needs to be placed on IR. Do that right now. I forgot to do that. Eddie Royal and Robert Meacham, who's also on IR. Jamal Charles, out for 2 more weeks and he'll be back. Josh Bellamy. Corey Redding. Reggie Bush and Lamar Miller are both coming back here soon for Miami's offense. That's big. And Devon Bass. Ethan Mathis out for 1 more week. Juan Bradshaw and Marty B for a month and about 3 weeks. Antoine Odom, broken hand, 4 weeks. Bart Scott, 9 weeks. They actually not going to place him on IR because they hope to get him back late in the year and maybe make a playoff run with him. Jahad Best, 4 weeks. Chris Gamble, 5 weeks. Carson Palmer, broken toe, 4 weeks. Darren McFadden, upper arm fracture, 3 weeks. Mike Mitchell, they placed on IR and signed Jim Leonard, safety. Jacoby Ford, 5 weeks, and then Richard Gordon, Achilles tear, 17 weeks. So when they get these two back, and really these three back, they're going to be good. Rams, Ravens, Commanders have Matthew Williams, who has a compound foot fracture, is on IR. Saints have Jimmy Graham, who's on IR. Darren Sproles will be back. Zach Strief will be back, and Jamon. So when they get these three back, Saints can be back and ready. They'll be locked and loaded. Earl Thomas, broken collarbone, 7 weeks. They're not going to place him on IR. Marshawn Lynch, 2 weeks. KJ Wright, 4 weeks, and Alex Byron, 4 weeks. So they have a lot of key injuries, and yet they're still winning. What does that tell you about Seattle? When they're healthy, come January, watch out. Steelers healthy, Texans healthy, Titans Zach Brown, 2 weeks. Vikings Harrison Smith and Jordan Todman. And that is the injury report. And I will, after this week, after week 8, we'll do a week 9 week. We'll, you know, do a mid-season report of the whole league. We'll go through stats, individual player stats, every team's record, offensive. Who is the best offense, who's the best defense, who's the best in turnover, differential, who is best red zone offense. We'll look at all that next week. And yeah, I will see you then.